Welcome to Practice Strokes. I'm excited to be here with you today and teach you a fun flower that I really like and different ways that you can paint it. And it's called a hydrangea. And a hydrangea can be many colors, can be blue and white, it can be lavenders and purples and lots of colors. So I'm going to share with you how easy it is. And we're going to use just a piece of scrapbooking paper, which is lavender. I'm using floating medium for when I'm working on paper. So floating medium, remember, is the fluff that's inside paint with no pigment. Then I put out some different colors, but we're mostly using multi-surface colors. We are using multi-surface colors. And what's wonderful about these is that there's a sealer in it, and you've heard me talk about them before if you've watched me. And so this is possible to paint on glass, ceramic, metal, wood, indoor, outdoor, because it's got the sealer. So it gives you a nice luster when you're done. So we have sap green, happy green, which is like citrus. Citrus, this is also a different looking label, but it's the same paint, citrus. This is just a little bit brighter. We have some wicker white. I put Prussian blue, magenta, and purple. So who knows what color I'm going to use. I'm just going to start painting with you. All right. So the first thing I do to make it really easy for you, us as we're working, is I take a piece of regular white chalk and I'm going to do a big leaf. So you can just start with a heart. And then you can wiggle it a little bit like I just showed you. Now I'm going to put the hydrangea on there. So you can wiggle the edges or just do a heart shape. See this? See the heart? And then we have a little one over here. So I'd like to do that first and get started with the leaves, okay? So what we're going to do is I have dampened my brush, laid it on the paper towel, and I'm using a 3/4 Donna Dewberry 1-stroke brush, okay? So I'm going to come right here and I'm going to get these two colors, sap and happy green, and I'm going to work this in really good. Now I'm not using the double loader today, so I just want you to see the double loader makes it really easy. It keeps the paint where it needs to be. It keeps the floating medium in the middle of the double loader. But what I want to share with you is right here. This is this railroad. I call this the runway right here. I usually don't want you to make it longer than 2 inches. So if you're inside the double loader, it helps control that. So here we are. We're going to go right here. And we worked it into the brush. So we have lots of paint. See that? Lots of paint. There's a V here first. See the V to make the heart? 1, 2, 3. And then start scrubbing. Is that this movement? So when we do this, I'm going to come all the way around and see there's a seashell. See the shell? And then I stand up. Now, if I put a little bit of medium and work this in a little bit more, I put a little bit more because it's not been letting me push very hard. 1, 2, 3, the other side of the V. Scrub, and then come all the way around to there, and then we just pull a stem. All right, so did you see that? When I pull the stem, I'm just standing up on the chisel, lifting the front of the brush, and pulling the last part of the brush. You can also just make 1 stroke here, see the heart, come around, and do another stroke there. And I can come back up here where the V should be. And both of these sides of this heart, I did with dark green on the outside. Now I can come in and get some white and work this. Now what we do with practice strokes is I show you this. I want you to stop and try that, stop and try that, flip your brush and try this, and then that's your homework. I want you to practice and do that, because then we're going to put our flowers on there. All right. So this chalk will come off later, but I don't want you to mess with it because you might touch that green and smear it on here. All right, so let me show you a quick way to make a hydrangea that's easy. So let's say we're going to do a blue one first. So I'm going to decide where the shape's going to be. You can use your chalk again, but I don't want a smooth edge. I want it kind of lumpy on the edges. I'm going to go right across here on the leaf. It picks up a little bit of green, which is good. Now this is Prussian blue, and it makes a really beautiful color. And Prussian blue, as you add white, gives you really nice shades of blue. All right, so I want it darker here on the bottom, and then we're going to have the lighter colors at the top. So I put it extra dark here. And what I want to share with you is that the dark blue right along here, can you see? I think you can barely see. I'm going to take the corner of this brush and slip, slap around. And so it should look like a crescent moon. See the wet? You can barely see that. All right, so now, well, look what happens. I'm going to go over here and pick up a little bit of white. And then I'm going to start slip, slap. All right, and a little bit more white. Okay, now what you want to see here is I want to blend. Let's go really close. I want to blend these two colors, the dark and see that? So there's a shade in between. I want it dark so it looks like it rolls around underneath, so there's a shadow. But if I come in here and I keep working this white into the blue, you'll get different shades. See? All right, now let's pick up some more white, and we're going to put a highlight. So I'm going to blend, keep picking up white, and having that blue on this brush keeps shading it. But I'm going to go slip, slap. Okay. And a little bit more white. And I can get whiter and whiter as I go. So this is a fun practice. So y'all practice and please show us what yours looks like. Now you can use any color. I just used, like I told you, the blues and all. Then this is what you can do. You can take a little bit of this dark blue and then just the corner and go slip, slap, and put some of that darker blue on the outside edge. Okay, now I can turn this over, put a few little white dots out here. And we just kind of give it a nice little edge out there. Just kind of skip around, just put it so it's not exact. Isn't that kind of nice? Now I'm going to bring in the blue again. There's a lot of blue hydrangeas, so this is going to kind of help you see that look. Okay. Now, there's a couple of things that can happen. I can take a smaller brush. That was a 12. Oh my gosh, I didn't tell you. I used a 12. All right, so this should be a 10. Yes, here's a 10. So now what I can do, I can come right in here, pick up a little bit of blue, work it in, and pick up white. All right, now I can come right in here and stroke a little bit more white, stroke little bits of petals. And so watch what I'm doing. I'm pushing and curving a little bit. Touch, curve a little bit. And we're not doing exact petals, but we're just picking up white on one corner and turning. All right, so I just do that sometimes, just a little bit. Isn't that nice? Now, what's wonderful is I can wipe this off, pick up white, and come right here to this happy green. A little bit more white, happy green. Now look, we're going to put some little green in here. And because you see that bright green in a hydrangea when fresh flower petals are growing, all right? So I don't know if you can see it, but see how that citrus green is? Now, that's happy green, but you can come right out here and even add a few of these little dots in here. You wouldn't put it everywhere, but see how I just put a few right here? And I wouldn't bring them over here. I'd leave the dark here, but I could come in here with dark blue, the Prussian, and just put a little bit of dark in there. So isn't that kind of pretty? Now I do like to come in also and do the citrus with the white, come out here and do another little new growth and bring some blue in there. Let's get more blue. There you go. So that's just a little bit of new growth and a little bit in here too. But I just want to show you the same little steps. This is like for beginners, but it is successful. And even sometimes, as much as I paint, I enjoy just doing some slip, slap little hydrangea looks. Isn't that kind of fun? All right. So I'm going to wash this brush. And I'm just going to show you that I can put magenta here. I'm taking a little bit more time today, but so just think this is more homework. I'm going to do my painting convention, so I wanted to get this done for you before I leave. And I'm going to put a little bit of purple in here, and purple and magenta goes nice with the Prussian blue. And I could even add a little bit of Prussian along this edge. Okay, so that's, see, I like to get that, the crescent moon shape. And then I like to start coming in here and bringing some white, which will blend this into the purple. I'm getting a little mud there. I'd rather not be too muddy. So I'm going to get magenta and a little bit of white. And be sure that your edges are not smooth. You want to really little dots of color. Really blend it in and bright. Okay, so I need some white. So slip, slap, slip, slap, slip, slap. So I'm doing the corner of the brush, or I can do the whole flat, 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 flat. This side, that side, this side. Whatever you do, some people dab everything, some people do strokes. Whatever you do, just get the same look in the same picture at the same time, okay? So see how they all flow nice together? You can take and just do all kinds of little strokes. You can do 3 and do 3 more. And 3 or 4 more. Just to go all the way around and do 5. All right, or you could push, 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 and do these little strokes. See that with the chisel? Chisel, chisel, chisel. So I want you to just kind of play with it and find which look that you want. And then I could come with just really the tip of the brush and put little light green centers in each one of those. All right, and then what you would do is do the same thing, little dabs out here, little teeny dabs. And there we go. So I'm just going to show you, I worked with you guys showing you how to use a liner brush. but I want you to see. And if I take this liner brush, a little of the sap green, and we're going to come in here, and you can go practice by going to my liner brush, practice strokes, and work with this. Work with the curly cues, okay? So you can also come on the edge and make a nice sleeve. Come right here. All right, and sign it and share it. Get a package of greeting cards and paint just a little blossom on greeting cards. Okay, is that fun? That's just for you. Practice homework. I'll give you homework to do. I want to see you next week. All right, thank you so much. Bye-bye.